Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
I did see someone from Riot did mention that that Arcane, like, financially was an absolute disaster for them. Like, it just did not make any of its money back, like, whatsoever.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing I've been seeing, which is really strange because I can't imagine they genuinely were like, it's going to make more people want to play League. I can't see that translating. I don't think anybody could look at that and translate. I think it succeeded in creating massive character and brand recognition.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody knows who Jinx is now. Everybody knows who Vi is. People got displays. People got stickers. People who hate video games watch the show. I can't imagine people watching the show would come to League and be like, this is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Last hitting minions and getting called racial slurs.
Well, it's because like at this point everyone kind of knows what League is, right? And there's always so many memes of like, oh, don't click this link, you'll download a virus called League of Legends.
Yep.
But I have seen videos of people exploring other like League of Legends content based on Arcane from just like the other cinematics and everything too. And there are other games besides League that are pretty good, like what is it called? Is it Bandle City? The one for the Teemo game that they made. There's the new game that came out as well. There's the one, the Ruined King.
Was it Teemo or Ziggs?
I thought it was Teemo. I could be
Are you
wrong.
talking about the one that's like a rhythm game?
No, it's the Stardew Valley-esque game that they came out with.
Is this one I somehow missed?
I missed all these.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of other like different League games. They're all on Steam, I believe, too, that you can look up. Bandle Tale, that's what it's called. It's a League of Legends story. Okay. Yeah, it's a crafting RPG that takes, I think, is with a bunch of the different Yordles and stuff.
You know, I completely missed this one.
Oh yeah, so they have more games besides League of Legends. Just I think they struggle to advertise them. Clearly, now that I'm talking about them, and we have no idea what these things are.
I looked it up. Fliz, you can make your own. You can be a Yordle. You can make your own.
No, I'm good.
You love small things.
Not really.
Weren't we just talking about this actually when we watched the latest episodes of Secret Level?
Yeah, the D&D part.
Maybe.
Yeah. The gnome,
D&D
you're like,
part.
You hated the gnome.
You know what's funny is I grew up watching a cartoon called David the Gnome too. It was just like a gnome and he had a fox that was a friend and they kind of just went and did stuff. It was like a really mellow cartoon. Like nothing exciting really ever happened.
Yeah, it's funny that I've never like actually seen that, but I have heard like tales. That's it.
Oh, I still remember the theme song. You want me to sing it to you?
Yeah, we told you to see your karaoke episode.
Oh, this is my villain arc. That's what you're telling me.
The villain arc.
Well, speaking of our villain arc, welcome to episode 29 of the Giant Enemy Crab Podcast. We're back. Happy New Year.
Whoa, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
What are those things called that annoy people that you blow into?
Party streamers?
Twazzlers. I don't remember what they're called.
Vuvuzela.
Those things. Anyway, we're back.
Party flute.
We hope you had a wonderful holiday away from us. How was your guys' Christmas?
It was pretty good. I had multiple that I had to go to this year. It was kind of a long week, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was normal, uneventful.
Mine boiled down to just basically watching the Deadpool movie.
It's such a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I'm glad we watched it. I very much enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it's a good one. Well, today we're back with we're coming back to actual news after the Game Awards. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Fliz. Welcome. If this is the first time hearing us, I host this for a little bit and then I kind of taper off and dwindle towards the end. We got our extra tech guy, Lionel, over here,
Hello.
Mr. Kyler. Soon with his fun news that he brings sometimes.
Yeah,
We'll
if
see.
I can find it. It's not fun stuff lately.
Yeah, it's tough. But we got Strider here and he just loves the games. I've heard him go in depths on something and sometimes I'm like,
It's either game.
you just go so hard.
It's either games or tanks. Take your pick.
Screw you
Oh,
for
man.
being passionate.
No, it's not a screw you. We do have news, but real quick, I had an update on some stuff we talked about. God, what was it? Oh, the Fallout. I watched some of it.
Yeah.
It's
I have two.
pretty. It's how much did you watch?
I've only seen bits or pieces. It's mainly whenever I'm out, like, to like getting a drink, I'll maybe stop for like 5-10 minutes and actually watch a bit.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
I
can-
sat down and watched the first episode. It's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. It looks good.
One of the things that got me is like just seeing like the sets and stuff. I was like, oh, this is actually like really spot on. To like everything looks like it should. Like the atmosphere is there thematically. It's good. I don't know. I do want to watch more of it, but I don't know. I got stuff I got to do.
Do in the show, is there any like familiar characters, like the main characters for the game? Are they in there, or is this just like a side story set in the world of Fallout?
It takes place, I think I saw roughly 9 years after the fourth game, Fallout 4.
Okay.
So yeah,
I don't
like
think you need to know anything. I think it's like the first episode is a bomb goes off 200 years later, a vault, and things happen. Like I don't think there's really anything. Like I don't know enough about the Fallout world to really be like, oh, that's a character. I've seen a dog. There's some overseers and stuff. They showed vertibirds and the Brotherhood of Steel and raiders and they were talking about banging their cousins a lot. Something because they're all stuck in the vault.
Yeah.
It's really cool though. I'm like excited to continue for the rest of the night. Get into it and really see where the story goes. But the pilot was excellent.
yeah, I think
So,
it's a lot of original characters.
I mean,
That's
I would
good.
assume so.
Well, because
I'm
like
just-
I know if it takes, because again chronologically it takes place the furthest ahead. Like again after Fallout 4, which is the furthest chronologically so far, and it also, I think it takes place in California. It's
It
like-
is California because she
Yeah.
does go out of the vault in the oceans right there.
Yeah, and they talk about shady sands sometimes too at points, which was
And then
a
there's like there's like a cowboy ghoul, something like that.
I don't know his
I don't
name.
It just says ghoul. Like they have their own title cards for the characters.
I think he has an actual name, but
He's a cowboy. Cowboy Ghoul Dan. I don't know.
oh,
I don't know his name.
You want to see the big green super mutants?
I do. That's my interest. So I'll let you know when I get to the super mutants if they're anything at all, because I know nothing about the show aside from it won best adaptation. So
Honestly,
it'll all be
for-
a surprise.
For stuff like that, because we've seen it before too, where like they try to make shows or movies based on video games. I feel like whenever they try to just take the game and turn it into like a movie or show, it always goes poorly. But whenever they just take the world and just try to make something original with it, it usually tends to go a lot better.
And I will say one of the things I highly enjoy, even if I'm not like doing like just checking out what's going on in the episode, I always recognize the music going on in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love this song. I love Fallout's radio sound, like tracks, just so fucking good.
I haven't actually heard any songs I recognize, but they all sound like Fallout radio songs. Whatever.
I know I definitely overheard when they were watching the first two episodes out in the living room. I overheard like all songs that were like, yeah, no, these are like main mainstays in the series.
Oh, I thought you watched it. You just had it passively on in the living room.
No, I did. Like I said, I'd stop and check it out every so often.
I gotcha. So I'll continue with that. It should be pretty good. The other thing we watched was the other half of Secret Level. And how did you guys feel about the second half?
I actually don't know which is the second half because we kind of just watched a bunch from the first and second because I missed most of it. Where does the second half start?
It's everything after the Armored Core episode.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Because we watched
Okay.
them down the list.
I think the stuff we watched first was the second season. Yeah, because Strider, you were like, let's just watch the second season and we'll pick episodes afterwards.
So we watched the Concord episode first, doubled back to the start, and then went down. Is the order we watched them in.
Yeah.
The
how
Outer
we-
Worlds one, I remember that one. I really liked. I remember you didn't like it, Fliz. I think.
I liked
You're
it.
kind of like, what was the point?
Yeah. That's how I felt at the end because nothing really happened. I mean,
Yeah.
stuff happened, but like it didn't lead anywhere.
I can say, as you know, I played a lot of Outer Worlds, and it was definitely like I can't remember think of the word I'm trying to think of. Accurate depiction of like the world and stuff, and the kind of things that go down in the frontier.
Yeah, I thought that one was good. The Spelunky one I kind of enjoyed a little bit.
Missed that
The
one.
Concord one, I don't know about the Concord one, man.
It was whatever. Like,
You didn't like the Tale of the Implacable?
No, here's the reason why. Because I actually didn't mind it, right? But then knowing what the game actually was just kind of made me mad. Where it's not even a story-based game, so like this actually could have been kind of interesting.
It frustrated me because I don't think any of you guys have seen Guardians of the Galaxy, but
I
it
actually
really
watched the
felt
first
like.
episode, or first movie, a couple days ago.
Did you?
I
Okay.
did.
Do you see what I was talking about when it felt like you guys really just wanted to make Guardians of the Galaxy, didn't you?
Yeah, honestly, that is what it felt like. Like comparing the two of them, and I just feel like Concord missed out. It should not have been like a PvP hero shooter. It should have just
I
been
don't
like
know.
some kind of RPG. It would have been so much better.
Everything felt so forced it was like trying to force charm on me, and I was not having it.
Are
Yeah.
you sure it wasn't just that? Was there not another detail that you weren't?
They kept showing me that lady's armpit hair, and look, say whatever you want about me. It was not something I was terribly interested in seeing a bunch. And it
Sorry,
was-
it's just funny because we just be like sitting there, armpit hair.
It was just because you rendered every single frame of this to a T, and that's like what the focus went into.
One of the animators really likes some certain types of things. You could.
Yeah, that was for somebody, not for me, but it was for somebody. And then the story was just kind of. I think I really enjoyed the first season a lot, or the first half more than the second half.
I did as well.
What about the Mega Man one? That was like nothing.
I was gonna lump that in with the Spelunky one, because the Spelunky one had a problem where, also spoilers, I guess, but the Spelunky one had a problem where New World, which had been in the first half, had the same idea of just resurrecting over and over again, except that one had charm and character, and Spelunky. I don't know. But it just kind of was there was no real story there.
Yeah.
It felt like it. Most of these last ones, okay, the first half, a lot of them felt like little mini stories. The second half, a lot of them felt like advertisements.
Yeah.
Right. The Spelunky one, Mega Man, which had like 15 minutes of credits and 5 minutes of actual whatever. And then that last one was really, what am I thinking of that? Oh yeah, the last one was like a massive advertisement for just PlayStation, where things were just, here's an IP you might recognize, and it's here, and we're just gonna run past it.
Yep.
And I don't know.
Yeah. The only
It
one that
didn't-
wasn't like that was what? The Honor of Kings one, the Go, where they were playing Go.
that got
Oh.
weird.
That one had some really cool visuals, though.
It
I was all
did.
about that one.
Yeah, I really loved how that one looked. And then we looked up the game. We're like, oh, it's Discount League of Legends.
It's that League of Legends mobile game that you're like, who's playing this? Who is this for? There's already Wild Rift.
There's that one guy you watched a video of. He was doing it.
It was his first time.
I don't even know who that
He
was.
didn't know what was going on. I don't either, but I had to see some gameplay of this thing because what they showed was not what the game is at all.
No.
They showed Go. That's a totally different game. It's just a League clone for mobile. Nothing special.
It was really good, actually. Cinematic, though. The only one I kind of, well, I shouldn't say disliked. The Exodus one, I was very conflicted on because I thought it looked great, but it was very confusing in a way that, like, I don't really understand what the point of anything we saw was.
I don't remember it all that much.
Yeah, there you go.
Was that the space one that had a bunch of story and like, well, okay, so part of that is our fault. I think we were bullshitting the whole time. The other part of it is it was trying to like introduce me to yet another space oriented world that I don't know. It was just going all over the place, and it needed to be a more concise story for 15 minutes or whatever it was.
It ended up being very complicated thing because it kept showing you like the difference in time because of the way they're traveling. We're like, 40 years passed for her, but 70 years passed for this guy, and now he's trying to get here to meet her, but that was 20 years ago, and she already left, and now he has to go to this place. That's going to take another 30 years, but for them, it only took 20. It's just kind of a lot. Yeah, it was just kind of a lot, and I don't really know what story they were actually trying to tell.
Space big.
I think the one that really surprised me was the Mega Man one. Like, I was really expecting something out of that.
Something more.
And and it was just kind of nothing.
That was the shortest episode, I think, right?
That's the one that was like 6 minutes with the 15-minute credits.
Yeah.
So maybe there was like a mid-credits teaser that we missed or something. I don't know.
Again, spoilers, but like, well, and you know what? It's not like it matters. All he does is fight robot, beat robot. Here, Mega Man suit done.
Yeah, which is like you'd think they, especially considering like the Pac-Man one or some of the like, you'd think they would have gone outside of the brand a little, but.
I guess they weren't going as wild with it as Pac-Man because that actually is going to be that depiction is going to be a game.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Did we know? I think we told you that. Yeah. So that tier level episode for Pac-Man came out, and then they announced and showed the actual game during the Game Awards.
Okay.
Was it Shadow Revolution? I think it was called or something like that.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I think it's called Shadow Revolution. I don't fucking remember.
I think all in all, for the second half, my favorite was the Outer Worlds one. And for the first half, I think it's going to be the Warhammer one.
Warhammer's fantastic.
The Warhammer one is
so
probably
much
my
fun.
favorite out of everything. That one was so good.
It really was. It was great to watch. The battles were great. The story was understandable and concise. It left me wanting to know more. I think that one is the best of the bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check that out. I guess we should probably do news, maybe.
Maybe at some point. Who knows?
Maybe at some point. Well, what y'all got?
I have a couple things. So the I should say the Epic Games Board is under some fire after the U.S. Justice Department has now basically claimed that they're violating Section 8 of the Clayton Act, which is an antitrust law. And that's because apparently they had some directors on their board of directors that was also from Tencent, which is a competing company. So, yeah, I don't know how like effective this actually is, to be honest with you. But that is a thing.
I don't know much about that stuff. So like, Is that just like that would be like a conflict of interest kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much you have like two companies that are supposed to be competing against each other, but like they both have the same people that are directing
Yes.
both companies. Like
We
that
got our hands
doesn't.
in both pots.
Yeah, that doesn't really make much sense. So they basically force them to get off the board of directors from that other company. And yeah, I don't know whether that actually makes a difference in anything. It kind of puts in perspective on how huge of a company Tencent is at this point, where because now they're trying to buy out like Ubisoft and everything too. So like, they own so many different game companies and are trying to own so many more.
I mean, they can get pretty cheap eventually, right? I mean,
And so, yeah, did you
it's
see?
not doing so hot.
yeah,
Did you see
they're-
Ubisoft is releasing another NFT game?
Are they?
What happened to the
Yeah, what
first
happened to
one?
The first one.
I have no idea, but they're releasing like a Rayman one now.
Oh, I saw something on that. I didn't,
Did you? Yeah.
Now I wish I would have read the article, but that makes sense. That title, like, okay, I didn't know that's what that was.
Ubisoft is trying to bury themselves deeper and deeper. Eventually, they'll find gold, right? I'm sure.
What is this? Our company's burning. Quick, dive into NFTs.
Oh man, this releasing more and more stuff. But speaking of that as well, there was actually a study done for the European gaming scene, which shows that for all of 2024, only 2 games actually released in 2024 actually made the top 10 most played games, which is kind of, I don't know actually. How do you guys feel about that? Does that make sense to you, or is it kind of surprising?
What were the two?
The 2 were pretty much FIFA, Call of Duty, I believe, and
For Europe?
there's 3 actually, and Helldivers.
For Europe?
Yeah, for Europe.
Okay, FIFA, I'm not surprised. They love the football.
Indeed.
And I mean, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. And I would say I'm kind of surprised. Like, I mean, Helldivers 2 is great, but like all the hot water kind of stuff they're getting in, I'm surprised it's like as popular still as it was.
Well, I think they're doing really well now.
I think they turned it around. Yeah, last I checked.
Yeah.
but
After, because they had the issue where they were making you sign into a PlayStation account or something, right? Even if you'd already bought the game.
I think it was that, and they were also nerfing things in weird ways that would like
Oh,
destroy
yeah.
people's play styles. Although
Yeah.
that is like a news thing ahead. Actually, I can bring up because there was something new recently. They also got in like a controversy over.
Oh,
If you, I don't know if you want me to go into it right now, but but basically it was with their Killzone crossover.
They had a Killzone crossover?
Yeah, it was like the most recent thing they did, and the pricing for it was like, I think it was like $20 for like individual items or something.
Oh, that's
It was-
standard now.
It's yeah, and like, apparently they yeah, so the fan base, big backlash, and now I guess they're giving the second wave of it for like free or something. Because they're like, sorry,
Oh God.
we're sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They'll be
That game
millions.
lost me with how hard it got. Like, not hard, but just how it didn't feel good to like play at higher levels.
Yeah, there's
Did
always a meta where like you have to do this or else you're just gonna struggle bus the entire time. Like there's
Well,
very little
eventually there
variation.
was no meta. You just struggle bus the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, that was the meta.
I know.
Run away.
Yeah, but for a while the meta was don't fight.
Yep.
Was
Yeah, it was,
less-
yeah, just stealth.
I don't even know if it was stealth. It was just drop your air things when you got them and run away every other time.
Kind of like pseudo stealth, like avoid things as best as you could.
Definitely avoid things.
Also,
Avoid everything.
with Helldivers, wasn't there something also where like more on the positive side? Didn't they like when they released the newest faction? Didn't that newest faction get demolished like immediately?
Yeah, they did. I remember the order that they came out with. They beat it in like the same day it came out. It something similar like that.
Like players zerged the AI faction.
You know, it's kind of surprising too, because that Helldivers even beat out like Space Marine 2, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Final Fantasy Rebirth, Star Wars Outlaws, Dragon Age Veilguard. It beat out all of them from in Europe for last year. So it's kind of crazy how well Helldivers is doing.
Hey man, they're talking about tea and democracy.
Yeah, I will say that game has a lot of personality.
It does. I
I
love
definitely
it.
enjoy that about it.
Yeah, I love this. I do love the Helldiver attitude and all the puns and stuff.
It is pretty great.
Super
Do you
democracy.
Do you guys feel that like there's like, do you have issues trying to stick with some of these newer titles that are coming out, or have you even been buying them at all?
No.
And by that I mean like the, like this big AAA games,
Big what was the
AAA?
last one that came out?
like Dragon Age, Sparking Zero, Star Wars.
Okay, Sparking Zero I bought. Outlaws I didn't. Veilguard I didn't. So
Have you been playing Sparking Zero?
we played a little bit. If you're
No,
talking about,
not for, we did not.
if you're talking about
Yeah.
staying power, no. We played a little bit, but then that was it.
I haven't bought the game a second time on PC to play with these two. And we've played
And then
exactly
we
once.
We played it once.
I didn't even play soon.
Maybe you shouldn't have beat me up so bad, you fucker.
I'm sorry, I read the tutorial. My bad.
Yeah, you should be sorry.
Yeah, we were going into it blind. We were just like, what's happening? How do we what,
Over
why
your
are my
pressing
things
buttons.
missing? Dude, we kept doing dash moves at each other and we would be confused why they would just miss, even though we'd like stand still.
To this day, I still don't know how they connect. Like,
Yeah, no, because one of us could stand still, like, okay, test it, and then we'd do it, and they go right past. It's like, what is the point?
yeah, I don't. I am really struggling to get gaming time in lately. That's not something I can immediately drop if I need to. So that's
Yeah.
why I've been just on Marvel Rivals because
Dude.
hey, if the game's over in 5 minutes, then I'm done. Now other games like I did stream a little bit of God of War. All right, and that was actually a really I want to continue because that's some good writing. That's not new by any means,
I
but
love that depiction of Thor.
it's really hard to like stay on top of new AAA releases when at this point, I've been trained that half of them aren't going to work properly because the game isn't released fully in a proper fashion. Half of them aren't going to work properly because my PC can't handle them. And then, in between that, is the game even going to be fun? It's going to be often a safe continued IP, which I'm kind of done with anything that's a continued IP because they're just re-releasing the same stuff over and over. And then the other risk there is getting a new IP and having it just be a Strand type game or something where there's nothing to really play.
Yeah.
I thought you were enjoying Death
So
Stranding.
it's hard. I enjoy the world of Death Stranding as much as I've seen a lot. I do not enjoy the gameplay, and I don't think I ever will.
What gameplay?
Exactly. So it's really, and then with them all being $70 now, and knowing that if I just wait a year, the game, especially when it comes to single player games, if I just wait a year, it'll be $20, $30.
They'll fix a
And
lot
I
of the
won't have
issues too.
and it'll work properly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did with Cyberpunk.
And you love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's only certain companies that like FromSoft. I'll buy a FromSoft game before it comes out. Monster Hunter, I'm going to buy that. That's just because I'm
You've already bought
I'm a
it.
fan. I already bought it multiple times. Don't even worry about it. I'm ready for that game. But anything there's just so much risk involved at this point with the price point that I can't. I don't, and time. A lot of the games, that's why I got away from Ubisoft games entirely. I don't have 150 hours to sink into making my assassin leave feathers instead of actually killing the people.
Isn't that crazy though? Like that the most funded games in the world right now are the ones that are like the most volatile to buy.
Yeah.
because you
It's
just
like a
don't
rush,
even know if
man.
they'll work. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's why I was down on him for a long time, and I still now less so. Actually, Death Stranding changed my opinion on a lot of it, because some of them are really good. I'm sure they're great. I
Well,
just
That's the thing is Death Stranding isn't a AAA game,
but it looks like one,
doesn't
it's
it?
not,
And it's not.
Yeah, it
No,
looks
it's
so
an indie
good.
game.
Oh, so
Yeah.
what's like the last really good AAA game?
Marvel Rivals.
No.
What do you mean,
Is
no?
Marvel Rivals a AAA
count
game?
as a AAA?
Yeah.
NetEase?
Yeah, it comes from there's Disney backing this game.
Oh God. Just some real quick thing scrolling around. People are worried Disney's gonna buy Sega
Yep. I've seen that.
because the Sonic movie kicked Mufasa's ass. And
and
now everybody's saying, no, don't take my Sonic and Disneyfy him. And I kind of agree. Disney needs to stop.
I will say I did not know Mufasa existed. I knew Sonic did. I did not know it beat its ass that badly though.
Yeah. To the point where Disney's like lying, where they're like, Mufasa's the #1 movie for 2 weeks in a row. Where if you look at any numbers, that is not true. Yeah, I don't know. Indie games are where it's been at for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Really like it. Really loving the Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, but we already talked about it. There's
Yeah,
nothing
but it's so good.
we had a whole hour and a half about that
It's so
fucking game.
good.
It is. In case y'all were wondering, that's kind of what we're all addicted to still. So,
We'd be playing it right now if we could.
yeah.
It is really good.
It's just the replayability is so strong.
Plus, you like
It
to
was-
punch
it-
things.
It was like Strider said, it's like the low commitment like salve that I needed to get me back into gaming regularly. Because man, League was tearing me apart. I can't play League for 40 minutes and just hate it the whole time. It hurts my soul. I get off and I'm so mad.
Oh.
All right, you got anything else?
I did have a couple other things. Have you guys seen? Well, you probably know about those MetaQuest VR headsets.
Is that for Facebook?
It's the
Yeah, it's
Facebook
from
ones.
them. Apparently, there was an update that was released on. I think it was like just after Christmas, and it totally bricked a ton of them.
Oh god.
Oh Jesus!
Where whenever you try to boot it up, and it says in an error message, and I quote, "Your device is corrupt. It can't be trusted," and it just doesn't work. And it's,
What a wonderful error.
yeah, these things are like $300 too. They released an update that just completely bricks it, and I don't think there's a fix out yet. They pretty much have been telling people to just don't update them and try to just reset them, and hopefully they work. And what's really messed up is I'm pretty sure this update came out like again before or after Christmas. So if anyone got this as a Christmas gift, it's just dead out of the box. It just doesn't work.
Oh, well, they can come bricked.
No.
Well, as soon as you try to turn it on to update it, because you have to, because it's your first time using it. Yeah.
Oh. Oh no.
There's a non-zero chance that someone got accused of fucking buying a counterfeit cheap ass birthday. This shit doesn't even work. It says it's corrupt. I can't even use it. Why you buy me cheap shit?
You know what reaction does someone had? It says it cannot be trusted. What is that?
Can't
What
be
did you put in my brain?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like what even is the context of that error message? Why did someone program that in? But whatever.
It's they're getting too close to seeing Zuckerberg lizard speak.
I'm just imagining they release we fixed it, guys. They've updated, booted the next time, and it just goes error. I am now assuming direct control. It just shuts off.
The singularity is now.
All the lights in your house just go off. Oh.
Mom.
Get the shotgun.
And,
yeah, like VR's that's the kind of thing I've always wanted to try, but
It's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure parts of it are fun. Like I see people playing Beat Saber and some of the gun games they're playing. That shit looks dope. Now, would I really get the dollar amount I spent out of entertainment on it? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
It really depends what you're looking for. You might be able to nowadays. They've been getting a lot more. I guess we've gotten more. They've gotten fancier with it. It's not like as bare bones as it used to be.
No, it just feels like if I had one, I would play it for like a week and then I'd never touch it again.
Yep, exactly that.
I mean,
A week's even strong. Probably like 2
I
days.
have one right here on my computer desk.
How long has it been since you
And
used
how often
it?
do you use it?
It's been there a fucking while.
It's dusty, isn't it?
Dude, I love this thing, but like, I don't know.
You love it, but you never
What
use
do you
it.
use it?
I gotta be in the mood for
What-
it.
What's the
What
move?
do you use it for?
I was playing some of like one of the gun games you just mentioned. What was it called? Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. That's a really fun like gun simulation one. I also played that Walking Dead VR game.
Okay, when was the last time you booted either of those? What does Steam say?
Oh, I can give me a second. I gotta fucking bring it up.
It says the system is corrupt, cannot be used anymore.
I could not boot because no.
Oh, gee. Okay, so Hot Dogs was 2022.
Oh.
And I don't know with The Walking Dead because I have that on the system itself.
That's great. I think that like the Resident Evil games seem like that because like a couple of those are VR, right?
There's usually a lot of
Oh my
mods that make games VR compatible to any degree.
Well, didn't Already 4 get a VR version?
I believe so.
Yes, but even some other things. I showed Sue in this video, but like for Alien Isolation had a VR mod.
Oh, see, that'd be fun. Until you smash your face into the wall running away from the alien.
You don't get the
The Walking Dead game. There's also some rhythm games I also had. I don't remember the name of it. It was like a drumming, like a Viking drumming game. That was like you pilot your longboat by drumming to the rhythm of like various metal songs.
Oh, that's pretty
A
cool.
lot of Ailstorm was in there.
Oh.
And some like other stuff. There was Windrose and all that. The Walking Dead VR game is pretty cool too. They did a pretty good job with that one.
Yeah, zombie games are always fun.
You actually have to like have proper angle and momentum to stab a zombie in the head. It's not always easy when you're in a panic.
So
Probably not.
like the meta thing, do you want to like browse Facebook on it, or is it just a Facebook branded headset?
Like
does
what
it
is it
integrate
used
with-
for?
What do you
You
why
can-
did they make it?
You can use them to play games and stuff.
Yeah.
And then other than that, it has like some augmented reality stuff that you can do with it, but I don't know what it would even be. I've never paid attention to them.
Yeah, so mine, whenever it would the home screen was always like this, your virtual home that you could like move around in. But yeah, there was like home theater options and stuff. You could watch videos, movies, listen to music,
Okay.
play games. I guess you could use Facebook. I don't know why the hell I would ever use a VR headset for Facebook, but
I'm just tripping on the connection between Meta and
I think Zuckerberg just
headset.
wanted to get into the VR game. I think that's it.
No. What a guy.
I think that he saw there was money, an opportunity of money for that, and that was it.
I don't think there is. I think
I
that's
don't-
the same way 3D technology, like 3D movies are. It's just a gimmick, at least for now.
I mean, back then when they started making all the VR things, there was money in it.
I'd have to see the dossiers.
So it's like
I mean, people are buying it. Like it, they're in stores.
Okay,
People are getting
alright.
them. Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
really get it
poor.
either, to be honest. Just because, again, it seems like one of those things I would use once and then never use again.
Yeah.
my other problem with it is that if I do get one, I have a suspicious feeling that I'm going to end up on VR to ER.
Yeah. I still got to go there and watch all that stuff.
It's so
Is
funny.
this a thing?
Yeah, VRD. It's one of my favorite
Is that a
subreddits.
subreddit?
Yeah, it's just
Oh my
people
God.
injuring themselves playing VR because they get too engrossed.
I need to see some of this
Because
stuff.
there's some game that's featured a lot. It's like you're walking between two skyscrapers, right? But you're on like a thin board. But the
Oh my
amount of
God,
you
I
get,
know
and there's
what you're
like
talking about.
you get to the end of it, and there's so many people who just jump in real life into their TV or whatever.
Mm.
I know what game you're talking about. I cannot remember the name of it. I think it's like
I would definitely.
something super specific.
I would need like I've seen they got those little donuts that people stand in with like the multi-directional treadmill situation. I think I need one of those. I'd end up in the hospital very quickly.
Is it Richie's plank experience?
It's something like that.
I remember when people were
Yeah.
using those things for like Battlefield 3. The like the treadmill VR setups.
Those are neat.
Well, that's kind of where I'm like, did they actually use them, or was it like today we're going to be trying this thing, and then
Yeah.
obviously it's nowhere near as good as just a controller and a screen.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think arcades got simulations pretty cool. They've been doing that for years. You get inside the arcade pod, moves
Oh
around.
yeah, they've
and
been doing that
stuff.
since I was a kid.
Yeah, like they've been doing that for a while. I think that's like a way cooler. I mean, VR is cool, but like, I don't know. It's cool to just like climb inside a pod that is the game itself.
It
yeah, I
is.
actually saw there's a sport that they do, and it's like VR Counter-Strike,
Huh.
except I'll have to show you guys, but yeah, everybody, it's like VR. It is literally that.
Oh, is it the one
Um,
with like the virtual battlefield? But it's like a
Everything's yeah.
yeah, and it's just like a big, basically a big floor, like that's empty.
yep.
But everyone has goggles on, so they see walls and everything. But you just
Yep.
get to see everyone that's playing the game.
Oh, so augmented
Yeah.
reality kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool, actually.
And they had like a league and teams and by various countries making that. I'll have to look for it again and show you guys, but it's not quite finished cooking. That's what I noticed. It needs a little bit more time in the oven.
You know, we're just
Early
getting
access.
closer and closer there to that one movie, The Gamer.
Tron.
You guys remember that
Oh,
one?
the gamer.
The Gamer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slowly
I had a
but
really
surely.
gross situation going
It
on.
did,
if I
yeah.
remember.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I don't
I like-
remember.
I like how what was his name? Gerald Butler? Was that
Gerard
the
Butler?
actor?
Gerard Butler.
Gerard.
Gerald.
Yeah, his power was he just didn't have lag. That's what made him stronger
Hey.
than everyone.
Oh, that movie. Okay,
Yeah, no lag.
yeah. No,
That was like the most accurate part about the movie.
no lag. I win.
Oh man. Oh, but that's it for me though.
I just you saying that with the no lag just reminded me of like one of the things I saw an article mentioning how there are people claiming that Marvel Rivals is pay to win because of the whole frame rate bug.
I mean, kinda, yeah. That does
Such-
make sense.
It's such a weird correlation.
Imagine not
Well, it's
using.
just you have an advantage if you spend more money on a more powerful gaming platform. Like
But
that's just
I feel
that's the
like that's-
definition.
Has that not been like kind of the case for like years on many things though?
Yeah, well, the difference is intention. Like it's not intentional. It's obviously not
guess, true.
supposed to be like that.
True, and I guess it's more like how the bug correlates is not the usual.
Yeah, I actually don't
manifesting.
know. Is that an Unreal? That's an Unreal Engine 5 issue, right? Is that what Marvel Rivals is?
Yeah,
It might be.
There we go. Yeah, that makes sense then.
because it's a Delta time issue, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we kept running into because what was the other game that had gosh, I can't remember what we talked about, but it
Risk of Rain 2
Joe
got
in the
broken
Head.
for
Another
a
game.
while. when it
Yeah,
got
it was tied to FPS.
when it got brought to when Epic bought it, I think, or Gearbox, one of the two. I can't remember which one.
I know Fallout 4 had an issue like that with frame rate stuff.
So it's 76. Remember, if you look down, your movement was tied to your frame rate. So if you
I
had really
forgot
high,
about that.
yeah, if you had really high frame rate, you could just zoom.
Just staring at the ground, zooming along.
Yeah, it would work.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Fallout 4 it was tied to physics. I'm pretty sure you could get killed just walking into a room because stuff spawned at a high speed and would smack you in the face.
It reminds me of
Goodbye.
there was an issue with Dark Souls 2. Let's call it the first sin, I think, where because of the 60 FPS, weapons were degrading twice as fast because they would degrade every
That's
frame they were in a wall.
bullshit.
So your
Insane.
weapons would break way faster than they were supposed to.
Dude,
Like
you're swinging them faster so they break faster. It's immersive.
it was.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like there was one point when I remember that I had to use like 3 separate weapons in an area because they just kept breaking.
Mhm.
It has since.
Who doesn't love weapon durability?
Dude, I feel like issues tied to FPS can be some of the funniest things. Like why would it ever correlate like this? But it does.
It reminds me of Doom, where the speedrun strat to speedrun the game effectively, you need really high FPS because of the way mantling
Is it
works.
about the weapon wheel?
No, it's
No, that was a different thing. Okay.
it might, but the thing I'm thinking of is where if you dash it up corner correctly at really high FPS, the physics bugs out and it launches you. So like you remember the tower mission, for example, like the speedrun just
Yes.
launches itself to the top, like almost off the start.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking of you showed me that one where they were using the weapon wheel to slow down time and they could fly and stuff. I think like basically pseudo flying, which is very strange to see in a Doom game.
Yeah, because I know the weapon wheel also caused the problem with the BFG where when you fired the BFG and then went into the weapon wheel, it would do normal damage, but because time was slowed down, it just kept dealing damage. So all the boss fights were fire the BFG, pull up the weapon wheel, so time slows down until the boss is dead.
Go make a sandwich.
All right. Well, what do you have for us today, Strider?
Let's start off doubling back to Secret Level. It is getting in season 2.
Oh, hell yeah.
They have confirmed that is in the works. I think they confirmed it right after the second set of episodes dropped. I think like the 17th or 18th.
Yeah, because
I wonder
Isn't that crazy?
I think it's like on record that it actually did better than Invincible. Like
Well, it's so digestible.
Yeah,
like
it's
you,
like,
you
boom.
just I wonder how much actual watch time. Like I wonder what the watch time numbers are, because it can't be as much. But I'm not throwing any shade. Like, is there any games you guys think you'd love to see pop up in there?
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
would
Cyberpunk would
one
be pretty
for me.
cool.
Well, you already had Edge Runners. You
I
had a
know.
whole ass show.
I want more, damn it. Give me
But
more.
you did ask, and
All right. You really want a 5-minute Cyberpunk short?
It'd be 15
I think it'd
minutes.
be cool.
what about Witcher?
I don't know enough about The Witcher, to be honest, to know. I think it'd be cool because there's so many different monsters and stuff
Yeah,
they could
they
do.
do.
Monster Hunter, I would love.
Monster Hunter,
They had the movie.
Fallout.
Oh my
I mean,
God, the
I
movie.
think a Souls could be a good short.
Yeah. I think you could do a lot with
Especially you
the-
wouldn't even need dialogue or anything, very little of it.
Oh,
Yep.
I just thought of one. Netflix will probably give me Bloodborne.
I mean, that's the same as the Souls. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Bloodborne. I just like it's so crazy.
It's because of Sony.
I know. There's somebody sitting on that IP making it hell for everybody, but like that world is so recognizable and so wanted by fans, and they're like, sorry. We just it's keeping my butt warm. Can't use it for anything.
I don't know what is up with Sony all the time. They make some weird decisions every now and then. Like, do you guys
Who
remember
knows?
back when cross-platform was becoming a thing? Like for Minecraft and stuff. Everyone except for Sony were the only ones that were refusing to do it, or Sony was the only one that was refusing to do it. So like if you had Minecraft on PlayStation, you couldn't play with anyone that had an Xbox or on PC or any other platform, but everyone else could play with each other. And the only reason was because Sony was being a bitch. Like that was it.
Do you think they're just kind of stuck with like they're just the last to get with the times? You know what I'm saying? Like they're the most stubborn. Or like
Maybe
they take the longest to get with the times, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. To be honest, I it's such a weird decision. Like I don't know why they would do that and why they would just let Bloodborne just kind of sit and die. It doesn't make any sense to me.
so many people want it.
Yeah. I'm happy with the new secret level though. That's I hope they choose to go in a little bit of a different direction. Like I don't think I want any more ads. You know, I feel like they should just get 15 minutes for whatever game world and just make a good story. And that will make me want to, like, I almost wanted to play New World. They almost had me. But then no.
No.
Nah. I think it'll be a while before I get back into any kind of MMO.
MMO.
Yeah, didn't you talk to someone and they said that New World cinematic had nothing to do with the game at all?
Yeah, it's basically nothing to do. Like the entire time he's like, "What is this? This has nothing to do with the game."
It seemed kind of weird.
And yet Elstrom lives.
I do like Elstrom. He's a very funny guy.
It's such a nice touch to have Arnold voice it.
But anyway, continue, Jacob.
So I have to, before I talk about this, I have to double back a little bit. So one of the things from a while ago is that, Balatro got its 18 plus rating from the Peggy board because it simulated gambling, right? And the author is like, I joked like, I should just put loot boxes in it. That way they'll bump it down to a 3 plus. Since other games that actually have gambling in them through loot boxes get a 3 plus. And apparently he went and he got in communication with the board, and they have said that they're standing by its decision for its 18 plus rating for Balatro.
That's crazy.
That's
Oh my God.
That's super shitty.
Like, how out of touch do you have to be like, yeah, no, this is going to make kids want to go to the casino where you can get a jack that'll make all your spades give you fucking double money.
Double
Like, what are you
points.
talking about?
I just imagine someone trying to play poker and all they know is Balatro.
Where's all my jokers?
I play Exodia.
We're playing poker, you piece of shit. Oh.
That's crazy to me, especially because like we're slowly seeing more reform regarding monetization in various video games. So it just having this kind of outlier is just such a staple of how far we still have to go. Like just it's so disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know if this is just like an EU, because Australia also just they did the
Oh my
under
God.
13s or 16s.
I
Either
think
one.
16
Can't.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, basically can't use online anything that like lets them communicate online with other people, including games.
Australia has always been really strict in weird ways with stuff when it comes to like media of any form.
They come down with an
I
iron
wouldn't know
fist on some
anything about
things.
that. Yeah, and sometimes it works, but I don't want to get political.
Like I think RimWorld was banned, for example, for a while in Australia, and I think Disco Elysium still is.
Not RimWorld. What did RimWorld do?
Drugs.
Probably, yeah. It's
It's
always
always
something
drugs.
arbitrary.
It's always drugs. Like
Yeah.
I think the new Hunter x Hunter game got banned. That's coming out in Australia. because of the one
There's a
character smoking.
Hisoka.
Like, I'm not even joking.
Dude, again, like weirdly specific with some stuff. Like,
But then there are
Yeah,
also the country that named a fucking swimming center after a person who got lost, one of their presidents who got lost at sea.
well, like from what I've seen, and I met one guy from Australia, and he kind of confirmed it all. This was a long time ago, but like people over there drink. Like that's like the pastime is drinking.
Oh, dude.
So it's weird to be like so spiteful on everything else and crack down. But you know, afternoon beers, everybody gets 7.
It's funny you say that because, you know, most of the Australian content creators I watch revolve around drinking.
Yeah. Now that's not to say that's all Australia has. That's just something that. Feel free to prove me wrong.
I feel like, you know,
That's not all they have.
All things fair. I feel like you could say
That's all
that.
they have.
I feel like you could say that's all they have, and they would laugh about it. I don't think they'd really mind.
Kangaroos and Fosters.
And things that kill you.
VB.
Yeah, including kangaroos and Fosters.
Goon bags.
What?
That's a thing they have. That's a thing they have. It's like a big old bag of beer. They call it a goon bag. They drink out of.
Where did you find this out?
He was Googling
Watching-
something else and got sidetracked.
Watching I watched Cold Ones, and they were talking about it. They were drinking.
They're just playing a big old prank on you. That's not a thing.
You're
would
gonna
be
go to
amazing.
Australia one day and ask for a goon
I ain't gonna
bag.
ask for a fucking goon bag. I'm gonna ask for no beer.
Oh, okay. Hold on. A goon bag is the bag inside a cardboard box of boxed wine in Australia.
Wine. That's what it is. Okay. Alcohol.
Oh,
It's just boxed wine then.
yeah.
Yeah, but they refer
a
to it
goon
by
bag.
goon bag.
It's like one of those things that has a name, but you'd never know that it does unless someone told it to you.
It also feels like the type of thing that the name is only used by people not from the country type. Like, I feel like no Australian it's going to call it that.
No, this is the Goon Bag, a brief history into an Australia wine staple.
I was gonna say, like, they said it. They're from Australia. They are Australian.
Yeah,
they live
no.
there. That's what they
The
call it.
humble Goon Bag was invented in South Australia
See?
and patented by yada 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 in the 1960s. Yeah, no, this is a thing. This is a real
I
thing.
wasn't kidding. Like,
Yeah. Or
I think
goon
you were
sack,
joking.
Excuse me.
Wait, good bag or good sack?
goon sack.
Both.
Yeah.
Depends on what side of the continent you're
I
on.
like how it's like local nomenclature.
Oh, it's based off the word flagon, probably.
Probably.
Or pillow. Who knows? Anyway.
Moving on. Classified jet information got leaked on War Thunder again for like the 12th time.
Yeah.
It's always
So
Didn't they have to say don't send us classified things?
they have to say it every time. Like we can't and will not use these. Like if this doesn't help, all you do is damage the chance that we ever get to do this correctly.
like, is the general consensus that there's just like some military nerds who are like really into this and they like have the connections and they just keep going, here's some secret plane plans
No,
for
it's
you?
usually like just people who you like piloted the things or whatever had the manuals from their time in service. Because like usually like those like manuals and everything that they have are there's like certain levels of it, but they'll stay restricted or not for public use for a while, but the
Mhm.
person will still be able to have them, but you're not allowed to like, because there's also things that like you can't like there's a certain level of documents that you can't give to other countries outside of NATO, for example, for us, which I think is a problem here. Was like as like you can give it between different countries or like people inside NATO, but like selling it to third parties is a big no. But this was like, it was like some classified documents on a specific type of radar that the Italian military uses. And people, if like usual, they're like, we can't use this. Please stop this. This is like the 12th or 13th time.
I
Like,
just want to fly the plane again, man. Leave them alone.
I just like the idea. It's like our community is super passionate and they won't stop trying to get us in trouble.
It's literally usually like disgruntled people who are like, this isn't how this works. Like, here's my proof. And they show their manual, or like the information they have.
Stop.
Like, I piloted this. I know it doesn't do it. And they're like, fuck,
Yeah,
gotta get this guy arrested.
that's crazy.
it's so stupid.
Because I think like one of their biggest leaks that was like classified information on one of the fighters, I think got the guy like 15 years.
Oh shit.
Oh, I bet. Like, that's a national security risk. Like, you're making me feel like you can fly a plane, but that's where you put all your points. Like, you put all none of them went into like intelligence or cunning.
Dumpstat that.
Yeah. All into navigation and
Idiot savant.
turning over. Yeah, kind of. It just seems real goofy to. I better give these video game mods my top secret military information.
Yeah,
Just because they're making me mad
Like,
with
yeah,
how stupid they have this working.
common sense out the window. It's like, this isn't how this actually flies. And it's like, okay, but where did the classified go out the window?
It's just a video game, man. It's just,
No longer is it just a video
It's
game.
just a video game.
I love like imagine that like the thing that gets me is like I'm imagining these people getting ready to that and like I need my information, I need my source, and they have to go fucking like downstairs, open the trunk of national secrets, dig through like not at any point is this should I be doing this, but no, it's I'm gonna prove these motherfuckers on the form wrong. They're like
I'm
they're
more
gonna
surprised
learn
they
to-
were just kind of allowed to take those home.
It's
Yeah,
a question of are
it's-
they even allowed, or did they just take it, or they? I think some people.
Someone just didn't check and make sure they return it. It's like the library book they never brought back.
I was gonna say, is that not that kind of becomes like a logistical thing, right? Like you should be keeping track of your confidential manuals.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, we had a president and he just kept a bunch of shit in a bathroom at his mansion.
Oh, yeah.
People could just walk in on. Like,
See,
it's
if
everybody.
you just want to dodge the jail time or whatever from this, just flush him down the toilet.
Yeah. Fucking F-32 manual clogging up the drain.
Imagine you're one of those sewer cleaners. You're down there. It's like, what is this? I'm not supposed to see this.
Picks it up out of the sewer garbage, immediately assaulted by the Secret Service. What is happening?
Nah, he immediately goes on the war vendor forums. It's like,
This
look
is
what
where
I
they're all
found.
coming from. They're getting flushed down into the sewer system.
Turd encrusted free tickets to jail.
Have you guys actually played that game?
War Thunder, yeah,
Very little bit.
I
Yeah.
play quite a bit.
I have, yeah.
Is it good
I remember
or is
having
it like
fun.
for a certain type of person?
I don't like it.
There's
But
like a
I
lot
know,
more to know.
I know Jacob loves that game.
Yes, very good game. The like there's different levels to it in terms of like how much of a simulator it is, from very arcadey to simulator, which is
Mm-hmm.
but that game is one of the like there's some dark magic going on with that game for it to look as good as it does, and for it to be able to as well optimized as it is, because you can turn those graphics, like the difference between low and extreme on that game is insane. It's like two completely different generations of games.
Yeah.
Like you could get that
Yeah, it's because they got the delta time right, dude.
Yeah, you could get that thing to run on like a fucking $50 notepad, and you could also get it to run like it could also like push a like top of the line computer to its knees, just based on what settings you have enabled.
I want to see. I want to see low poly War Thunder now. I want to see like the block plane just.
Well,
We used to have that. It was a game called Spectre Challenge on like old ass MacBooks, the big Apple things, and it was like tank battles, but it was all just squares. It was fun though.
My square has destroyed your square.
Yep, kind of.
Shit.
on a slightly unrelated note, but still quite depressing. Multiverses got busted for using Charlie the Unicorn's audio for one of their ads without asking the creator or like doing anything with him. They just stole like the entire like 30-second audio clip from it and just used it in one of their ads for their winter event, I believe.
You sent me the screenshot of that creator's tweet, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I like it because I saw this earlier today, and it was on the Reddit thread, and they're like, "Is that the Charlie the Unicorn audio?" Boy, I sure hope they like maybe paid the creator a little bit, and then he was on the subreddit. No, they did not.
Yep.
They didn't even ask.
I learned about it from the like
Yeah.
some intern wanted to do it's like no one will notice. Little did he know.
Well, it's the shitty part is like I've made content that didn't make me any money and didn't get a whole lot of views or whatever. And it was basically just using somebody else's thing and doing something else with it. Right. And that even I still felt bad about that. Cause even if I was to ask the person like, hey, can I use this audio you had? Like they don't give a fuck about me. The problem is Warner Brothers is worth like billions.
40 billion.
Like,
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
40 billion, and they couldn't bother to ask like the guy of this famous thing, like, hey, can we, we'll kick you a little money and we can use this or nothing. They just put it out there like there's some small time, and the video's not bad either. Like they did it, like it's kind of good. They just needed to ask permission and pay him a little bit first. Unfortunately, they want to keep sinking money into that dying ship of a game. I don't know why.
Because it had such potential. Everyone loved it when it came out in beta, and then they ruined it.
We fucked up big time.
It's insane.
I was just thinking about it today. I was like, how can Marvel do everything right and DC cannot do anything right? Because I was like, what else did DC do? Oh yeah, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, and people won't even pay $4 for that.
Dude, it's $4 right now.
Dude, I bought it too.
Yeah, and they killed the game.
Yeah, well that, and honestly, like after playing it for a little bit, it's
did you actually get your hands on it?
Yeah, I played it.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I think we all wanted to at one point, and none of us, even for $4, we couldn't do it. Except you. How did you like it?
It has like the like small pinpricks of like this could be a good game, and then there's so many things about it that just like ruin it.
I saw I specifically heard somebody say you have to press the dodge button and click the stick at the same time to jump. Like it's just unnecessarily convoluted, and characters have way too much going on that doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah. So it has like the movement that all the characters can do. They have like each unique movement, which is pretty cool. But the way the game actually plays is what's so bad, because it's all like a facade of like an actual game. All the game actually is you just shoot something, hit it, and then shoot it again. That's pretty much it. Because after you hit something with a melee attack, your cursor auto aims to it to let you finish it off. Right? So the gameplay is just that on loop over and over. And then on top of that, all the missions are the like everything that you're doing is pretty much just kill enemies for this time period. until the next cutscene, and then it plays the next cutscene, and then you just do it again, and then you just do it again over and over and over and over. Like that is the entire game.
I heard people didn't even like watching the cutscenes either. Like they're not interesting or very good or
No, not really.
There's just a whole lot of nothing. It's just a game.
Yeah, it's not great, honestly. It's they
You
definitely
think it's
could
worth
have.
$4?
No, I wouldn't even bother.
Oh, fuck.
I wouldn't. And
I
the reason he's saying that too is because he knows I love comic games and DC too. And I regret buying this game, to be honest with you.
tried to,
I could've
It
buy you
runs
a
like dog
burger.
shit too, which I couldn't believe.
like you tried to get us to buy it. I went, no, it's garbage. I know it's gonna be garbage. You can't get this one past me, and I knew it.
I hesitated, and then it went off sale, and then you were like, "It's not good." And I was like, "Dodge the bullet. Let's go."
You know what? My favorite part is I can't even buy anything for $4.50. Like, I'm like, my money could be. Oh wait, no, I just don't want to use it for that. I could get a whole ass game for $4.50 or nothing, and I still chose nothing.
Rather just buy the Marvel Rivals Battle Pass than this shit.
Oh hell yeah!
I don't even remember how much that was.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
you went for the bigger one.
I know, I'm an idiot.
I'm sorry,
But you got the Battle Pass
just-
done first, I guess.
It's just
Yeah,
your
I
quote of "I was the target audience" with
I
Sam.
really was. I'm the guy who doesn't read the TOS. I'm the guy who says, "Ooh, look at that. I'll click that." They can't possibly want to screw me.
I will say, you just got unfortunately kind of a little bit screwed over because like the current battle pass being the very first one, it's only half of one.
It's fine.
So there'll be more. I mean, you won't keep your what is it, Chronovium currency, whatever, the battle pass.
look. Really, the fact that I finished any battle pass at all is like mind blowing to me. The last dozen battle passes I've ever bought
Oh, dude,
all went in the trash.
yeah, pretty much the same.
no.
This one, I was actually like, I want this done. Like, I want to finish this.
That was the other thing too about the game. It has a fucking battle pass in it for cosmetics.
He's getting mad, eh?
Oh my god! And like I got it for $4 because it's on sale, but the base price of the game is $70.
Yeah,
There's a $70 like PvE game that has a battle pass to get cosmetics in. It's oh my gosh! I'm remembering more and more about it. How much I hated
I
it.
just love that. Like, once again, the Lionel curse, where another thing you jump on the wagon for, and it's a bad, and then it goes kaput.
Dude,
No, it died before you got on.
it
there.
did.
That's been dead
I
for
heard it
a
was awful,
while.
but I was
It
like,
was-
it's $4. Like, how bad could it honestly be? And it still wasn't worth it. It was not worth the $4 to get.
It's just funny because it's funny irony.
Oh my gosh.
Do you? I was real quick. Do you have to buy Warcraft, like, as the base game
What do
if
you
you
mean?
wanted to play? Like Warcraft. Wow.
Oh, World
you
of
mean
Warcraft?
like vanilla World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
A lot of those expansions are
whatever
paired together
version.
now.
I'm just like, because I was thinking, like, man, it's terrible to like pay full price for a game and then still have in-game purchases, right? But then
Yeah.
I think you had to buy WoW and then pay for the monthly service and then also buy the extra stuff in game.
Yeah, you do have to
Games
buy.
need to chill out. This is too much, man. It's just too much. Too much time, too much money. I love games, but they are like, it's too much.
Well, if it makes you feel even worse, there's multiple editions of WoW that you can buy.
Nah, I'm not playing WoW anymore. I'm done with WoW forever.
They go up
I
to
don't think I'll-
$90.
Yeah, they get expensive, but
Oh
it
no.
looks like no. I'm just gonna say it looks like as long as you just buy the current expansion, it gives you everything before it. So you don't have to like buy the other expansions. You just buy the current one, and it gives you all the previous ones. And then there's like, extra microtransactions if you want cosmetics in the game and stuff. But
Yeah, I just. How much money do they think we have?
many.
Well, based on how the industry is going right now, we're starting to run out. That's for sure.
Good. Stop buying this shit. Don't buy any more of it. You can get so many good free games and then choose to spend money on it if it's good. I think that is such a. I mean, obviously, that's not a good model if your game sucks. But if you make a game and you have faith in it, like, man, Marvel's just killing it.
They are. Well, now that you say that, it is kind of crazy that we're literally running into the issue of like they're being so greedy that we don't have enough money to actually do the things and pay for the stuff they want us to get in these games.
No. Like, COD should be free at this point, really, with how much stuff is advertised to me.
Well, basically it is with the Game Pass, right?
No, because I have to pay for Game Pass.
But you get the game for, it's like, how much is it now? Like, is it
Game Pass isn't
$12?
It's not too bad.
$12 for us on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, $12.
But if you don't do that, and not everybody does, it's you don't get Game Pass on PlayStation. You just got to buy COD, right?
I mean, also, COD doesn't need to go to free to play because people are still going to buy it.
But that's
they
what I'm
just
saying.
do losing money.
It's just
Like established IPs don't really need to do it as often.
Man. Oh well. Can't change the world. No matter what you do. Lesson of the day.
Yeah.
No matter how badly you want to.
Well, it's I don't know. It's like kind of changing, but I think that's more like market correction than anything else. Because like if you kind of look back, we're having like AAA games and studios that are literally just failing. Like, and that's never happened to this degree.
It's changing by force. It's changing just because it simply can't be sustained.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like we literally don't, like, the consumer base doesn't have the money or time to actually even do this anymore.
Oh yeah. Just thought of this. To double back to what you were talking about, the top games of this year, right? Have you seen the breakdown on, like, according to Steam, on how much time is actually from only games released this year? What the breakdown?
15%, I think, right?
85% is from games before this year.
Whoa.
Dang.
Which I'm not surprised.
Which is actually an increase, I think, because I think last year it was 9%.
Yes, I think. I think it was 13% the year before, because I think they've done it for 3 years. Where have we gotten this?
Thanks. So that means last year was a really good year for games. Or no, bad year.
Yeah.
This year was bad.
This year year was good. Last year was bad because more. It was a 6% increase in terms of total relative time, which is 70 something percent. I think 15% compared to 9%, like a 70% increase.
Yeah, so the year where we have like Concord failing 2 weeks after it comes out, Ubisoft literally like getting torn apart from the inside and starting to release like NFT games. Like, this is the good year.
Man.
Ubisoft, we just have more choices. More choices every year.
Yeah. I feel like this year was the year I went through my Steam the most and like couldn't find anything I actually wanted to play, for whatever reason. I even went back and re-downloaded Sekiro, which is like 15 gigs for that beautiful ass game.
Yep.
I expected it to be a huge. It is not. It's wonderful. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What else you got?
The voice actor for G-Man was teasing stuff on his Twitter.
Who is the voice actor for G-Man?
Yeah, he's the voice actor for G-Man, very important character in Half-Life. And this guy has a handful of tweets. And the last time he tweeted was like 5 years ago, and that was celebrating Half-Life Alyx winning something, I believe. Or that tweet that's been deleted, and it was the one that was teasing Half-Life Alyx. I forget which one. But basically, every time this guy tweets, it's very rare, and it's always Half-Life related.
It's coming.
Who voices G-Man again? I don't-
Not a clue. I do not remember.
Okay.
But
I was kind of cute.
I was just going to say that maybe Valve's just penciling to count the 3 and they're going to drop all the 3s at the same time. Half-Life 3.
Do you think Half-Life could ever live up to the hype? That like
No.
Yeah, probably not. No.
This has been 20 years plus of memes and things.
Because I played the first 2 way after the fact, and I guess you just had to be there. Because like I played them and I was like, this is what everybody's clamoring for. Like this is pretty. I've played better stuff.
It
than
was
this.
very new, very groundbreaking in the time of its release.
Okay. I feel like that would be like a very specific age group, though.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
But also,
No, I'm not even surprised they haven't even like made any real new games because there's so little need for them to do so.
Yeah.
Like it would just bring them problems at this point.
I mean,
Yeah, like I said, it could be Duke Nukem forever. Like that's all you got.
I mean, they've already created a new game for last year. They're working on it, so that's their quota for 5 years.
Deadlock. Like that's all, and even Deadlock, they don't like. There's no real need for them as a company to release it. They just kind of did it. It's kind of insane how successful that company is.
Just tacking the Valve name on this stuff is like enough. It's pretty nuts.
We've been talking about how great Valve is and Gabe and stuff, and I saw a couple videos with some good points considering like CS:GO gambling and how Valve has never really done anything about it, even though it's basically underage gambling. And it made me kind of remember that nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I remember that video. You'd put it on one day and we watched a little bit of it because I
there's a couple more.
Was there? Because if I remember the video correctly, they didn't have exact numbers, but what they did have, they were comparing to like actual online casinos, and some of the throughput, like actual like network traffic that CS:GO had in comparison was like 2 to 3 times as much as the largest online casinos.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're getting 13, 14-year-olds to basically gamble.
Yeah.
And, as bad as that is, and you could say, well, that's CSGO's fault and that's it. But, Steam could crack down on stuff if they wanted to,
I think a lot of that happens on
instead there's ways around it.
Right?
To some degree, what I saw is that basically the argument is
it's all done through Steam's inventory, right?
Yeah. So, they say, well, this stuff isn't worth actual monetary value, but I can finagle these points and end up buying a Steam Deck with Steam dollars or whatever, because I can sell that back to Steam for Steam Cash or whatever. So technically it is worth money because I just bought something with that money.
Yeah, it's a complicated issue, to be honest, because there's so many ways around it that like anything that they try, I could totally see people just finding ways to basically break that system anyways.
Yeah, I guess if you just killed it, you'd probably kill the game too,
True. I just don't think like there's any real way for them to combat it effectively. And they just end up going to like a never-ending fight of just trying to stop it. So just leave it alone.
Valve is very hands-off with a lot of things too. So
they're a small company. Like actually,
they're only like
they don't have that many employees.
Right?
Yeah. That includes their game development too.
Yep.
Like their actual for how like they're a global company and one of the largest online platforms for video games in the world. They're only 400 people.
Yeah, I think they're the like Steam maintenance team, or like the team responsible for Steam is only like 80 people, right around there, I think.
Yeah. And one of the leanest leanest companies that makes the most money in the world.
Yeah,
it's kind of insane.
They own such a massive cornerstone of the fucking PC gaming market. They're basically the PC gaming market to an extent.
Yeah, I think how mad you get anytime you have to open a different launcher.
Oh my God.
I know. I mean, well, I guess I get mad whenever I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but yeah, I like Steam is the only thing. You tell me to go to itch.io or some other ones. I'm like, I don't know how to. That's how little I know. I'm just like, nah. If it's not Steam, keep it away from me.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've given
You
up
can't
already.
beat it. You just
excuse
can't.
me. People will review bomb stuff based on that kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I still remember when Borderlands 3 was releasing on Epic first, and people went and review bomb the older Borderlands games on Steam because it wasn't being on Steam first. And it was like, this is fucking weird, dude. Psycho.
You know, it's kind of crazy how some of the stuff we have too are so huge now are like not entirely new concepts. One was like the BattleNet's supposed to be Steam like years back, but decided not to do it.
Mhm.
I learned
Yeah.
of one recently where the Xbox Game Pass was a thing for Sega. Sega had something similar to it for all their games. It was called the
Yeah, Sega Channel.
Yeah, Sega Channel.
Yeah, my homie used to have one. That was the sickest fucking thing
Yeah.
I'd ever seen. It had every game. It was like the internet before the internet was a thing.
Yep.
That shit was crazy cool.
That was
That's funny. You guys didn't even know. Well, you didn't.
I didn't
That was
know.
like, oh man, that was the coolest shit.
Yeah, they
I
were-
was over at his house every day.
They were ahead of their time with that too, because that's the
Mhm.
Xbox Game Pass nowadays. And I
Yep.
don't know why they stopped it, but yeah, eventually they did. But can you imagine if they kept it going?
They might. It might be Steamcast.
Steamcast.
Sega Steamcast.
But alas, it's stayed
All
a
right.
dream.
Anything else?
All right, the few quick things I want to get it through from past few weeks that I haven't gotten through. So apparently the Nintendo eShop has a problem with copycats of games popping up on their store because there's like no moderation on the Nintendo store. One example was
There's a lot of
Unpacking.
trash on this store.
There was a game called Unpacking where there was literally just like some cheaper copycat, which was basically the same game uploaded, and the guy tried to have it take the dev of the actual Unpacking game tried to have it taken down, and Nintendo ignored him for like 2 weeks. And I don't know if he ever actually got a hold of them, but like they've been ignoring him for 2 weeks. There was just a copycat version of his game up on the Nintendo eShop.
That's not
See,
good.
I would think the Nintendo eShop would be like the most heavily moderated
No.
thing.
Oh,
No.
dude, there is like so much shovelware on there.
It's
Really?
like
Yeah.
hell hands off. Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's crazy how many like
So-
like $2, $3 things, and it's like, what the hell is this? This looks like it's gonna like scam me from all my money.
Like, because I remember one time I was like, I should get some games for my Switch because I want to see if I can use it on the go. And I went through it. I'm like, what the fuck are all of these? Like, what is this market? Like, what? I was like, because I'm only there to buy Nintendo like first party games most of the time. So I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
You gotta sift. You gotta
Dude,
sift through so
it's-
much shit.
It's almost arguably worse than Steam. Like it's like popping open Steam, going to instead of popular new releases, just hitting the new releases button.
Oh yeah.
Just scrolling. Like it is bad.
Man, they got to fix that because I know Steam Greenlight was problematic
Oh my
in that.
God.
There was like a period of time when it was nothing but shovelware,
Dude,
and
the
that was
amount-
bad. What were they called? Asset flips. It's
The
better now,
amount
but yeah,
of-
for a
yeah.
while, it was
No,
nothing
there's
but
still asset flips. Just if you go by new releases.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like there's more
Yeah.
that because the Steam Greenlight actually like the problem with Steam Greenlight is that things can be stuck there for a while. But
Yeah.
you're usually we're assured that if something got through Greenlight, it was at least decent to great. And then they open the floodgates to you pay us $100, your game goes up here.
And then
Yeah, it's funny.
so I was gonna say
Huh.
then the influx of shovelware and porn games.
Well, I just remember the first time I saw something that really threw me back. And it was funny because I saw the game pop up later on multiple like YouTubers, but I remember being on the PlayStation store and like Life of Black Tiger popped up. And I was like, huh, this doesn't look like a real thing. I didn't actually buy it, but I just couldn't believe that something that looked like that was in the PlayStation store as an officially licensed like PlayStation thing. And so I kind of I felt like, you know, Steam did its thing, PlayStation did its thing. I guess Nintendo would do its thing, but that's the one company I mean, they don't even want you to listen to their music. Like they
No, they want you to listen to their music on their app.
Yeah, their thing.
Yeah, which is weird that they would even have such a bad store situation going on.
Which they are also staggering releases on their music app.
Oh
They're
god.
like releasing each Monday they're releasing a new game soundtrack. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, oh my.
There must be some market that we don't understand at all. You know, like maybe this is big in Japan or something.
That would be my assumption to some degree. But I am not certain.
Who knows?
No, to give you guys an idea too, because I just looked it up. One of the games that's on the Nintendo eShop is called, this is what the game is called, Hentai Girls Athlete Crush.
Yep. Yep.
It is on Nintendo eShop for $6.
What is this description?
That's all.
As long as it's not too terrible.
Meet over 30 pretty anime girls in this relaxing puzzle game.
That's it. There's nothing else.
That's what it says.
Oh.
Short and to the point.
And there's just a picture of the game that's on there, but
I hope there's a big old Nintendo stamp on it.
Seal of approval.
Then there's a little review from a Nintendo employee of nice booba. That's it.
No. Dang, that's like the one shop that I would expect to only have kids in it too. That's so weird. Moderate your shit, Nintendo.
No. No, they don't have time.
They're too busy with all their other court
someone
cases.
else and cut something else off of their market so they can release their own version of it. All right, and then my final thing that I wanted is from past few weeks was there was a report by Media Research that based on a consumer survey they sent out that according to that survey, the gamers spend more time watching videos about games than playing games each week.
Yeah, I know I do.
I could see that. Yeah, I don't think I do, to be honest. Not anymore, at least. I definitely used to.
You know what? I don't actually watch this stuff. It's just on in the background.
Second monitor situation.
Yep.
Usually for me, it's for sleeping or something. There'll always be something on in the background.
See, sometimes I'll just put stuff on while I
not by
play
choice.
stuff, just have background noise. Like if no one's on Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'll fall asleep to Explained. Y'all ever watch those?
It sounds
Internet Historian's extra page where he just explains like Half-Life and they just play through it and it's very monotone. It's mildly funny and they're not yelling a lot, so it's like great to fall asleep to.
just a relaxed playthrough.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think the breakdown was it's an average of 16 hours per week are spent related to gaming in terms of watching videos and playing games, and on average, it's 8.5 hours watching, 7.5 playing. Yeah.
So all y'all out there, we could be included in your hour or two. Wouldn't hurt. Well, I'm happy to be background noise.
God damn it.
That's funny. Well, is that it? Are we?
I have something
Soon have anything?
from the world of unions.
Ooh,
Oh,
Fortnite
no.
Skibbity toilet crossover.
Oh my
People were
God.
pissed.
Yeah, I saw people are mad. And I don't know if like the line I read was like a joke line or not, but they said they were mad at Valve. Did Valve have something to do with that?
Well, I guess technically.
I guess it's because it uses the Gary's mod stuff, but I either way. So this goes back to during the Game Awards, but I guess while the Game Awards was happening, ZeniMax Online Studios 461 workers unionized.
Oh,
Yeah. And then
I forget what they did. What is it?
Elder Scrolls Online.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Microsoft was just like, we officially recognize you because they can't do much else.
To be honest, those unions have not been very successful lately
not?
because they've no.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, it's sad because there's a few of them that have already gone on strike already. And I've not heard of anything successful coming out of them yet.
I thought there was supposed to be
I mean, it's
positive.
definitely better than them not being a thing, that's for sure. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything, especially the voice actor one too. I know Riot is having a problem with them right now because they're on strike for Riot as well. But that does not seem to be going anywhere right now.
Yeah, Call of Duty is also having an
no.
issue with it, right? Like all
Yep.
the zombie voice actors, which caused problems for their new map, I think.
Yeah, because I think they started just using AI to make the sounds of the zombies and stuff.
Did you see the fucking the wallpaper that got slammed?
It's Santa
The
Claus.
Santa Claus
Yep,
zombie
Santa
with
Claus
6
one.
fingers.
It wasn't
God
even
damn
just
it.
that either. It was a few of their artwork
Yep.
are suspected to be AI.
Yeah, all their banners are just AI Gooner art. Like, it's crazy.
Gooner
bad.
art.
It is, dude. It's just like half naked ladies with fucking 12 toes.
I love that
That's
AI
someone's
art can
thing.
still not handle hands and feet. Like,
Well, it
it's
can
like
do it
could-
correctly.
More
Just-
toes or fingers.
It can do it correctly. It's just you need to know how to use an AI creation program.
Honestly, it gets it right most of the time now.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Like we're getting to the point where
Yeah.
like sometimes people will post art or something, and I'm like, wait, that was AI, and I didn't find it out till comments
I
or
feel
something.
like I feel like it would have been simple. Like you could just tell the AI, like, yo, people got 5 fingers, dude.
You
Like,
can.
And it's like,
I'm not even joking. You can.
Yep.
Like that's what you do.
it happens
the
so many
crazy
times.
stuff. Dude, no, the crazy stuff is like I saw a video of a Tesla exploding in front of Trump Tower, right?
What?
That just happened like today.
What?
right? It exploded it's like a terrorist attack or something. I don't know. But
Uh-oh.
like I watched the video of the thing going and I was like, this is AI. Like this is not a real video. It's real. And I could have swore on everything that was a fake video. So I can't even tell the difference anymore.
Yeah. But that just puts into perspective too, how lazy
yeah.
Yeah.
whoever's
Yep.
posting that AI stuff for Call of Duty is. Because like you can totally do it right. It's not that hard. They just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of like
Yeah.
good like AI art is like they give it very detailed, specific instructions. Is usually what I've seen.
I would feel that they would maybe do that, or they would like be actual graphic artists who are like, cool, you made this base image for me. Now I'm
Yep.
going to touch it up so it looks like a real thing.
That's what a lot of people I've seen do as well. Another use I saw people use is like when like some like game designer, like tester or whatever, like programmer is trying to explain something to someone else on the art team, for example. He can use AI to give a quick like example of what he's talking about without having to draw it himself. Which
that's like fine. Like for testing purposes, it's awesome.
The kind of the workflow purposes we're seeing too, especially with like Adobe Photoshop, is kind of insane. Like one thing that you can do in Photoshop now is if you're drawing something, right? If you need to rotate something like 3-dimensionally, obviously it's not going to work because you're drawing a 2D thing. But they have an AI tool now that actually lets you do that, and it will guess what it's supposed to look like if you rotate it. So things you've not even drawn yet, because you have to rotate it like on axis and reveal things you've never
Mhm.
drawn. The AI will make it for you to let you do that.
Oh yeah, that's it. I think I posted that, or so. I definitely remember them basically turning it. I've never used it, but yeah, turning a 2D model into a 3D model with very minimal effort.
Yep. It's
That's
pretty crazy. Yeah.
I know
It's
AI
insane.
has also done a lot for translation. It's another news they're getting a lot of use out of.
That makes sense because it started as a large language model.
Yep.
So it makes sense that that'd be like the thing it's really good at.
Man, we're never gonna get any more "Are all your base or belong to us" or fucking
That wasn't even AI.
like
That's
that stuff's done. That's what I'm saying. Like with the way things are now,
Someone
you
set
like
us up the
that
bomb.
Devil May Cry, the Devil May Cry voice acting, like all that stuff is a thing of the past. All the fun stuff, that's
I should have
gone.
been the one to fill
Everything's
your
gonna be
soul
too
with
polished.
lie.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
that thing.
God damn it. Lie.
Dude, fucking
Yeah.
early PS2 voice acting is so bad, but it's so good in the same way.
Oh, it made you'll remember it till you're on your deathbed and someone would be like, "Hey, remember that scene at the end of Devil May Cry?"
Oh,
Yep.
Dude, I will always remember Titus laughing. I haven't played the game myself. Watched
Oh my
one
God.
playthrough of it. What was the direction in there? It sounded like a dying seagull go.
There probably wasn't any direction, to be honest.
They just made him actually laugh.
That's what the guy sounded like. Gary, get in here. Laugh like you do in the break room.
What you do in the breaker? Oh, poor Gary.
Poor Gary. Well,
Poor kid.
yeah, you guys got anything else, or are we good for today?
I was gonna say because we were talking about Lionel's addiction to Gwent earlier. It actually is getting a physical game next year or this year now.
Is it?
Yeah, they're actually releasing like a big old box set.
Oh, geez.
It contains over 400 cards and a playmat for like $40.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so you can
gonna buy
feed
it?
your addiction.
Become a TCG guy instead of a D&D guy?
I tried to do that before. I never can.
Oh my god,
No.
you could like if you ever have to argue with Al, you could like throw down with him in a game of Gwent. And if he hates it, even better, because he can just
I've
be that
never
guy
known.
that challenges people to Gwent with.
The thing with me, like with cards, I can't justify spending the money on them. Like with Dungeons and Dragons is cheap because I can just make most of the shit myself. Like I don't have to worry about it. But with card games, I just look at the prices of all the packs. I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
I do not spend money. That like the
Yeah.
only thing I
You-
spend on with D&D and stuff is the books, and then I'm just done.
Yeah. You've already got a Warhammer addiction in the house. You don't need a TCG addiction as
Exactly.
well.
That's what my thing with Warhammer too is like, no, I can't justify spending the money on it. It's too much.
They're so cool.
Just
They are.
Just remember, Lionel. Even in debt, I still serve.
Exactly. Get that dreadnought.
Oh,
Thank y'all so much for listening. We are happy to be here again in the brand new year. If you have any questions or comments or anything nice, not mean stuff, don't tell us mean stuff. We get enough of that in Marvel Rivals. But if you have anything nice to say, you can send us a message at giantenemycrabpod@gmail.com or leave a like or a comment, or I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure you could figure it out.
if
But yeah,
you
I
have
guess that's
any New Year's resolutions, let us know too.
Ooh, yeah, that. Or mobile games that aren't Slay the Spire, Balatro, Faster Than Light.
You know, a whole list.
I'm looking for mobile games because I keep getting mobile games that I'm like, oh, this one's, because I stopped getting free ones because they have like 10 different ways to spend money once you open them. I'm sick of that. Now lately, I keep like getting cheap, like this one's $4, I'll get that. And then there's another $40 of in-game purchases you have to do if you want to play the full game, and it's driving me up the fucking wall. I just want to pay for a game and unlock everything later on. I don't have
Stardew
I just
Valley.
want to play.
This was supposed to be the
I think
closer, and this is a rant now.
Yeah, well, that's happened
That's
before.
par for
hasn't
the
it?
course.
True, it has.
I just send me a recommendation, not Pokemon Go or Pokemon card game. I got rid of that because that's trash and it wants my money
Monster
too.
Hunter Go.
No, I don't want to walk anywhere. I just want to play. I want to play Slay the Spire without having ever played it before again. That's kind of what I really want. Yes, thank y'all so much for listening. Get back to us with that stuff. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.